icy Monte Carlo left hairpin. I pull the handbrake, the car rotates cleanly, and right then I knew which one would stay on my rig. I lived with 3 very different handbrakes for several weeks. I'll show you the real differences in game and which one I'm keeping. To compare them properly, I rate them on 5 things: feel, adjustability, mounting and compatibility, noise, and consistency. And you'll quickly see 2 schools emerge: force reading versus progressive travel. First thing I noticed pulling all 3 out of the box: the difference in character. The Fanatec ClubSport Handbrake feels like a part built for a serious cockpit. Metal everywhere, a hefty lever, clean finish, and it stays very stable even when you pull hard progressive resistance. No perceptible dead zone in my use. Travel feels rather long with a few adjustment options, angle and stiffness, depending on your mounting, very quiet in use. This is clearly the travel school done well. The Sim Lab XB1 has that workshop tool look. All metal structure, exposed mechanism, and a stack of elastomers that sets the tone. This is the force school. Force reading, load cell style according to the manufacturer, with a feel that speaks to your forearms. And the MOZA HBP surprised me with its compactness and perceived quality at this price point. Nicely machined aluminum, no perceptible play on my unit, contactless sensor, and a buttery, quiet feel that builds confidence from the first pull. Shorter throw, very tidy 3 approaches, 3 personalities, and none feels cheap in the hand. Quick note, if you want to see the exact models, I've linked affiliate links in the description. I earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. On installation, I had 3 very different experiences. The Fanatec, if you're in the brand's ecosystem, is basically plug and play. You connect it to your bass or pedals and you're off. Outside the ecosystem, depending on your setup, you may need a USB adapter to use it standalone on PC, or once that's done, you're set. The Sim Lab XB1 is straight USB, no calibration via their utility or in-game or in Windows depending on your setup, and it mounts easily on a side plate of a cockpit. There is a height adjustment range, but it's not huge, so think about your ergonomics before drilling. The MOZA HBP is the easiest to fit anywhere. Vertical, horizontal, you play with positions and quickly find your angle. Connection-wise, you can plug it in via USB directly, or daisy chain it through the hub and accessories in the MOZA ecosystem. Depending on your setup, I'm keeping it for PC. On console, compatibility depends on the base or hub and the supported games. I prefer to avoid workarounds. In any case, check the manufacturer's site. Depending on your base and firmware, this can evolve, and you'll really feel the difference in game. In game, the 3 tell very different stories. The Fanatec ClubSport Handbrake is reassuring versatility in a hairpin on an icy Monte Carlo. You pull, you feel a predictable rise in effort. You release, the car pivots cleanly, and you get back on the throttle without drama. The progressive, adjustable travel gives you a natural reference. What impressed me was the repeatability. I could easily find my bite point from one stage to the next on a drift server in Assetto Corsa. It gives you that tactile reference that lets you fine-tune corrections without surprises. But with the Sim Lab, when it actually reads your force, the feel changes. The Sim Lab XB1 is more surgical. Because it reads your force, load cell style, per the manufacturer, you work off muscle feel. Result, on quick rallycross type sequences, I initiate shorter, sharper, and I feel like I can better modulate bringing the car back in line. Its second stage in the feel is obvious, a first part to preload, then the part that holds the rear when you want to set it exactly where you want it. If you prefer something softer and quieter, the MOZA is surprising. As for the MOZA HBP, it's disarmingly smooth, contactless sensor, fluid action, and very quiet. On long drifts, it shines with its fluidity. I use it to place the car without ever feeling like I'm hitting the mechanism. It gives a bit less information through your arms than a force reading handbrake, but what it does ultra cleanly and consistently. On my usual stages, I feel more consistent and confident than with a button on the wheel, and I'll tell you in a moment which one I keep day to day. What I loved, Fanatec ClubSport Handbrake. The combo of solidity, useful adjustments, and easy integration. It's the one that mentally disappears while you drive, in the best way. Sim Lab XB1, precision and controlled elasticity. You really feel 2 phases in the action, which helps a ton for rally transfers and short drift initiations. MOZA HBP. Perceive quality for the budget and that silky feel, virtually no unwanted noise. Perfect if you play late or want a clean, quiet cockpit. But one thing frustrated me: Fanatec. Outside the ecosystem, possibly needing an adapter breaks the plug-and-play magic a bit. Sim Lab. The height adjustment range could be more generous if you like very tall levers for pure drift MOZA. At the time of testing, I kept it for PC. Depending on your setup, you can daisy chain it via the MOZA hub, so it's not always one more USB port in my verdict straight up. If you want a daily driver handbrake that ticks all the boxes, rally, rallycross, or drift, the Fanatec ClubSport Handbrake felt the most coherent to me. Reliable, pleasant, progressive travel, and easy to integrate into most rigs, especially if you're already on Fanatec. If you want the finest sensation and you like tuning your gear like an instrument, the Sim Lab XB1 is a fabulous little beast for working by force and gaining precision. Just make sure, if you want a very tall lever for pure drift, to check your cockpit's available height. And if you want a premium entry point without breaking the bank that stays super pleasant and quiet, the MOZA HBP is a genuinely good surprise for PC. Either way, a good handbrake changes how you attack a corner. More control, more immersion, and more fun. Tell me in the comments your setup and what you're prioritizing: force, travel, silence, lever height. Subscribe so you don't miss the next tests and reviews, and I'll see you very soon for more comparisons.